Hey everyone, welcome back in for another video. So we've got the Sunday preview today, and there is a lot to break down because this is the big Horus Heresy launch. Again, this is going to be on pre-order for 2 weeks for the box set, I believe. So we'll see what happens with it because I know there's a lot of people who are very excited about this box. I am going to hold off. I know that there were some people who were saying, you're only saying that in the videos and you're going to break down and get it when it actually comes out. But for me, and I've been talking about this with some other people, it just makes no sense when I have boxes and boxes of stuff to paint to get another, 55 models, whatever comes in that box set for total miniatures, and go from there and just keep hucking stuff onto the pile. And I'm okay with that. Like, again, I'm not gonna not get any Horus Heresy stuff. I'm going to order a few things this weekend. Like, I know there's some dice that I kind of want, and there's a couple, like, I'm gonna get the conversion pack for the Imperial Fists for the heads, but I'm gonna use those for my Black Templars. I'm not gonna play Imperial Fists in Horus Heresy. But still, there's a lot of stuff to be excited about, and I just want to kind of gauge what's going on. I think it's going to be a very interesting weekend to see, especially the sales for the box, if this is as nuts as they're hyping it up to me. Because, again, the FOMO and the hype with this box set, I feel, is at the same level that it was with the 40K box, like with Indominus that I've got behind me that I still haven't painted everything for that box. I painted a couple of the things from it, but not everything. So let's go through this together now. I'm going to pop my headphones on because the first thing that we have up is this video. So let's watch this together. Okay.
Hello and welcome to This Week in
The artist renditions kill me.
I'm here to guide you through the next 7 days in your favorite hobby. Next weekend, you'll be able to pre-order the new boxed edition of Warhammer, the Horus Heresy. This enormous box is the first place to get the 336-page hardback rulebook, as well as a load of plastic miniatures, 2 Praetors, 40 Tactical Space Marines in Mark 6 power armor, a brand new Contemptor Dreadnought, the Spartan Assault Carrier, and 10 Cataphracti Terminators, together with dice, templates, and transfers. Accompanying the box set are 2 enormous hardback army books covering rules for all the Space Marine legions in the game. Liber Astartes, covering the Loyalist legions, and Liber Hereticus.
You got a lot of reading if you're starting this. Good lord.
Profiles and war gear rules for all the units, characters, and vehicles that are used by every Space Marine legion. Liber Astartes provides rules, reactions, warlord traits, and profiles for units and primarchs unique to the 9 Loyalist legions, and Liber Hereticus contains the same for the 9 traitor legions.
Good God.
As well as the new box and army lists,
that's pretty cool.
You can pre-order the Kratos heavy assault tank to provide fire support for your Legion force, and the Deimos pattern Rhino to transport your infantry squads into battle. There are also some classic plastic kits from the Horus Heresy range being made available alongside the new kits. 20-man strong boxes of both Mark III and Mark IV Space Marines and Azek Aramak, first released as part of the Burning of Prospero game. If you're collecting either the Sons of Horus or Imperial Fists, you can pre-order some new resin upgrades for your Mark 6 Marines. While every Legion commander can add plastic special weapons and heavy weapons.
Where are the heads? Resin heads? Are they through Forge World?
You can also order Legion dice,
I want the
transfer
dice.
sheets, and the Forge World
I want the
primers
transfer
from the
sheets.
Games Workshop website, along with all the new kits. Black Library also has some new releases for Horus Heresy, including the anthology Chthonia's Reckoning, which features 7 brand new short stories. On Warhammer Plus next Wednesday, you can prepare for the outbreak of the Horus Heresy with an episode of Lawmasters all about the Sons of Horus Legion. There's also the first episode of Hammer and Bolter set in the Mortal Realms, Double or Nothing, featuring Hamilcar Bear-Eater of the Astral Templars Stormhost. The Warhammer Vault will be bolstered by the background section of the second part of the Siege of Rack's Imperial Armor book, and February 2022's issue of White Dwarf magazine. To stay up to date with everything we've got going on.
Okay, so that's the video.
Facebook pages,
so
YouTube.
It's funny to me because, again, lately I've been, pushing A Song of Ice and Fire miniatures because the rulebook is 30 pages and some of those are pictures. Like, the rule set for that is so manageable. And when they're saying it's a 360-page rulebook, like, I'm assuming some of that is the lore, and I hope to God that some of that is just the lore that's included in the book for you. That's like wild. And again, where I got into a disagreement with a friend of mine where I'm like, he's like, I only need the box set. And I'm like, you have to buy one of the books for the rules for the Legion. He's like, no, you don't. You just need this. And I'm like, no, you need that book. So the bare minimum that you're going to be ordering is going to be this box set. And again, one of those books, right? Do you want to play Loyalists? Do you want to play Traitor Legions? So it's 54 miniatures. I think I said 55. That was pretty close. And again, like, if this is the box set for you, go for it. Like, it's one of these box sets that, like, when I got Indomitus, it's just so cool, and you're unboxing it, and it's a ton of models. It really is. And it is basically a full army in one go, which is also nice. But, you know, again, I've gone over numerous times, like, I don't like the Beaky, I don't like Mark 6, so, you know, being like, here's 40 of those, that mark of armor you don't care for, I don't want that. But yeah, 336 page rule book. Again, it'd probably be like 120 pages of that is lore. Usually, I want to say that's usually a good estimate for those things, but we'll see. I know that it's based kind of off 7th edition of Warhammer 40k with a bunch of Horus Heresy stuff mixed into it. And some people hated 7th edition 40k, right? Like when they brought out 8th and fully revamped it, they did that because 7th was so bad and nobody really was, like, it was just bad. And 8th was the revamp where they kind of were getting rid of everything, and now they've just bulked it back out. Again, it's very odd, the expansion and decrease of rules within Games Workshop. And then showing off everything that you're getting in the rule book, like the templates. Like, I always liked the templates, but it's funny because they really do cause arguments. Like, they really do. I always think that not using templates is the way to go, just to save time and in general. So they've got the objective markers here. Set directly from the web store. You get the exclusive reaction tokens and card set. So if you buy the box set from them, you're going to get these little rewards here. And I know that, again, a lot of the times if you find these boxes for cheaper from other retailers, you'll miss out on these things. They're cool. These tokens are always really well made. And I always have mine when I was at the shop when I got stuff. I saved them. They're fun things to have. But this, you know, unfortunately, I'm not going to be getting these tokens because I'm not getting the box set. And in terms of getting which book you want, what Legion you're playing, you can pick up whichever book you like. But it's funny where within Horus Heresy, when it first started, it's first coming out, right? And it was like World Eaters were first, I think. Like, wasn't Angron the first Primarch that they brought out? And the slow roll of it were, if you were like, I'm playing White Scars, right? You had to wait so long to get your stuff. Where now it's kind of happened again, where there's Imperial Fists and Sons of Horus out, but where are the other legions? I know that they're going to be coming out eventually. Like, I know we'll get them at some point, but if you're not playing those two legions and you're like me, or if you're getting this box set, I don't particularly like transfers. Sometimes I use them as squad markings kind of thing just to save time. But in terms of the symbols for your legion or chapter, I always like raised shoulder pads. I always have. You just get to paint them. I feel like it looks better. But I would want to throw those on here. But if you're doing Imperial Fist Sons of Horus, you're good to go, right? Get those heads and shoulder pads. You can start adding those in right away. But if not, are you going to wait, right? Are you going to wait? How long? Is it going to be one a month? One every 2 months? Who knows at this point? We'll have to see. And then they've got all the special weapon upgrade sets, and essentially everything I've read online says that you want all of your squads to be armed with heavy weapons. One of the sets contains 60 weapons, though, so you could buy one of these upgrade sets and then go Plasma, Melta, and then whatever works best for your Legion. I know they have rules for certain weapons, like if you're playing Salamanders, you're going to want Flamers, right? So it kind of gets into Legion specifics here, but I know that you would want a squad with Plasma guns, obviously. So that's probably a good thing to get. And then you have the heavy weapon upgrade set as well. Like if you're playing Imperial Fists, they show this for a reason. You want those heavy bolters. They are going to wreck because you're Imperial Fists. You get the bonus to bolter weapons. And they've got the Kratos heavy assault tank. I do want this tank very much. I was going to hold off on getting it, but this might be the one thing that I get. I'm waiting to see what's going on with like the shops and everything else, but I may get this day one. I may hold off. But this might be my Horus Heresy purchase for myself. We'll have to see how I'm feeling Saturday. So they've got the Demios pattern Rhino. You can get the Forge World doors with this. It matches your Legion. you know, if you're all in on Horus Heresy and wanted the aesthetics to be right on, you'd be getting this Rhino. I think it looks fine. Like this Rhino, old Rhinos, they're all about they kind of look all the similar chassis. So you've got the MK3 Tactical Squads. So you do get 20 of these. I don't have the price confirmation on this yet. I'll have to make a video this weekend once it goes up to talk about the actual pricing of this, because I'm going to fill a cart with what, if I had gone all in, how much it would have cost me, like just a theoretical breakdown. Because again, a lot of people just say that, oh no, you only need the box set, and I really feel as though that's not the case. If you're getting the box set, you're going to need to grab a couple other things as well. But I will need to pick this up because I need the shoulders and heads for conversions that I'm doing. I've almost run out of these helmets. I bought a bunch of them years ago, and I've been using them over time, and now I'm actually almost out. So I'm going to have to re-up. I'm also going to use all these shoulder pads on some conversions that I'm using, because again, this is my favorite mark of armor that Games Workshop has ever done. So we've got the MK6 Tactical Squad. This armor, it was always a meh for me. I think the helmet isn't as dynamic. Again, I always throw in a couple of each variant into my Chaos Space Marines because they're supposed to be amalgamations of whatever they've got left. I always liked the lens with that's got the like eyepiece on it, and the crests I was always a fan of. But again, you got 20 of them now instead of grabbing 10. So if you wanted to get these as your main mark, you could. Airmen's a funny addition because I'm guessing that they're going to bring out all the character models eventually from the Horus Heresy box sets, because I know that on eBay they are very expensive, or at least they were. The price of Airmen definitely just plummeted, but some of the other ones, I know I had friends that were trying to get a hold of, like the Space Wolves character or some of the other ones that have come out, and this is good because now, you know, if you missed out on those box sets, you can still get the models, not for crazy resale prices. We've got the Imperium of Mankind. What is this? I did not know about this. The entire Imperium as it stood at the cusp of the Horus Heresy. That's pretty cool. I'll have to look into the map. I am a very big map person. A fold-out poster. This is one of the things you could get framed, and it would look pretty cool on your wall. But I like the idea of this map, but the colors, it's kind of a bit dull for me in terms of maps. But I still like the idea of this. This is a pretty cool map. So you've got the Legion transfer sheets coming out. I'll have to check, but I'm not sure if these just straight are the ones that they had on Forge World, that they're now just selling them through Games Workshop. I hope that they are the same ones because they were fantastic. But I don't remember what they look like exactly. So now we've got the Horus Heresy Legion dice. I've been talking to a couple people about these. They're fantastic. Like, they're just such well done dice. I want to see how much these cost. I'm guessing they're going to be 40, 50 bucks. I'm going to be getting the Night Lords one for sure. And I'll probably end up getting one more. We were trying to figure out which ones look the best. And I honestly, even though I'll get the Night Lords one, I think it's the World Eaters or the Alpha Legion. They're just good dice. And I think my favorite is the World Eater dice. They just look great. But this, again, would be a cool thing to grab on top. I know you never need custom dice, but that's another thing once in a while. I'm like, you know what? Like, for my Night Lords, I'd love to have some custom Night Lord dice. These are really cool, so I'll get these. So this gets into the in-store swag. Usually how this works is there's a price point. If you spend $100, you get this. If you spend $200, you get this. I'll have to find out what it is. I'm a big pin fan as well, so I'd love the Warhammer Horus Heresy pin, and I wouldn't mind the Lodge coin either. But we'll see what the pricing scheme is for this. Like, realistically, I'm probably gonna get the dice and one other thing, so I'd probably be in the first or second tier of it if it is done that way. It may be that you have to buy the box set to get some of this, or if you buy, you know, heavy weapons in this, like they've got it set up where if you build a complete army in one go, you'll get all of this. We'll have to wait and see. So we've got new from Forge World. So now this was the thing in that video that I was very surprised about. So having the Primarchs sold through Games Workshop is pretty interesting to me, because I think that now those heads and shoulder pads are being produced by Forge World, but are being sold through Games Workshop. So it's an interesting move. But it's funny that they're moving them to the Games Workshop web store, because it shows that they're really, I think, eventually going to be putting everything on there, even though Forge World might be making the stuff still. It's an interesting move. It's trying to kind of separate it, because I know, again, like me, some of you may have had fantastic experiences with Forge World, never had any problems, but mine have not been great, and I've been very hesitant to buy stuff from them. Because again, when I got my Lore Guard, the head was a mess. They did send me another one, right? But when you're paying these high costs and the shipping time is so long, and you get the thing and it's just a mess, it's just not the best experience. So I'm interested to see how many people pick up a Primarch, right? Because if you get the box set, are you gonna be like, you know what? Like people dropping $700-800 this Saturday, just going all in and getting the Primarch model as well. And then again, here are the heads and shoulder pads. So unfortunately right now it's just Imperial Fists and Sons of Horus. We'll have to see. Maybe they're going to be releasing them like this, where each time they do a release, it's a loyalist and a traitor set together at once. If they do that, they could pump these out a lot faster, and I hope that's the case. I'm going to order the MK6 heads because I'm going to be building my Black Templars soon, and I want to pop some of these heads on. They're perfect for Black Templars. So we're going into Middle Earth. We've got Grimbjorn. I was again talking to some people. This is a great bear model. If you're playing D&D, like a bunch of different miniature games, you could sub in this bear model. I love it. It's actually really cool. And I actually like the models for the Bjornings as well. They're just cool, kind of like Viking farmer, right? Look to them. You could use these in a lot of different games as well to represent stuff. I like the models a lot. Some of the Lord of the Rings stuff has been really spot on lately, and I like that. So, new from Black Library, we've got the Sithonia's Reckoning, the story that's going to go with the box set. I'll get the audio novel for this. It'll probably be a nice little one-off. I believe it's a series of short stories that they've combined. So there's usually, I'd say, out of 7, it'll probably be 5 out of 7 are fantastic with these short story books, but I'm going to enjoy listening to that. So we got Lupins War, the paperback ebook. So a hand-picked collection of 21 short stories, whistle-stop introduction to Horus Heresy. I'll have to see what short stories are in here, because sometimes with the short stories, they're amalgamations of other books once in a while. Because I know that last year with the horror series, they reused 3 stories in 3 different books. And as someone who gets all of the books, I was kind of like, really? Like, that's a lot. Like, you used it a lot. But I'll see. Maybe, hopefully there's some things I haven't read in there, and I'll grab that as well. So the Horus Heresy bookmark. I've never been big into custom bookmarks, but this one is pretty cool looking, I have to admit. The Sons of Horus eye, the skulls, everything, it looks great. So we got the Sithonia's Reckoning French, some Primarch stuff in French. And now the events, the US Open. So, again, I'm not able to go to these events at this point, but I know a couple people who are talking about going down, so I hope if you manage to get down to the US Open, have fun. I'll definitely watch all the videos from it, and it's going to be interesting to see the tournament lists and what they're looking like these days. So new to Warhammer Plus, the last thing, we've got that new Hammer and Bolter they talked about. It's the first AOS one. I'm actually interested to watch this. Again, I feel like AOS so often it's such an interesting universe, and it's put to the back end so often. Like after the release, the new edition came out of Age of Sigmar. I think it was a week later, or 2 weeks later, a 40k huge expansion was announced, and then no one was talking about AOS anymore. It really was a shame. And now with Horus Heresy again, we're not talking about AOS at all, really, even though there's cool stuff coming out for it. So it's kind of unfortunate. So for the White Dwarf, you got 473, and you have another Imperial armor book as well. So that's it for this week. The winner, I think, is obviously the box set. Like, it's just, that's been what everyone's been talking about for so long, and now it is time. It is time to make the decision. Are you getting the book? Are you going all in on Horus Heresy? Let me know in the comments. I think I know only one person who's getting this box. They're getting it for themselves as their Horus Heresy army. I forget which legion they're doing. I know they're doing a Loyalist Legion, but I forget which one, they told me. And they just were waiting for the upgrade sets. They said they were going to build the tank and the Cataphracti and the Dreadnought, paint those, and hold off for the conversion bits to get for the Mark 6 armor. So I feel like some people will be doing that and holding off, but we'll see how fast Games Workshop can get all of those products to you. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It helps me out so much. And again, let me know what you think. What are you going to be getting? Are you getting dice in a tank? Are you getting the main box set? I'll see everybody soon. We got lots of videos coming out. Thanks.